Hello, everyone. It's good to see that all of you guys came. I've talked to each of you on the phone individually, so it's really good to put a face with the voice. So, thank you guys for coming tonight. My name is Summer, and I will be the facilitator of this group. As a social worker in the field over the years, I've really seen what caregivers do and the strength of a caregiver, and also a lot of the struggles that caregivers go through. Thank you. So, as you all know, the purpose of this group is for caregivers of those who have, whether it's a family member, a friend, a loved one, with Alzheimer's or dementia. And we're going to get together and share thoughts, experiences, feelings, and also I'll be providing you guys with some education and also just some coping and therapeutic methods as well throughout this process. So, all right, I would like each of you to just look around. This is going to be a closed group, so the people that you see here, this is who you will be with for the next 6 weeks. All right. Good deal. All right, getting some good vibes already. That's good. So anyway, this is your group. So my role as the facilitator, I'm basically going to be helping us stay on track. We will meet every Thursday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. I know when I talked to each of you on the phone, everybody said that worked with the schedules. Is that still concurrent? Okay, good. So I'll help us stay on track so we can, kind of start on time and end on time. I will challenge you to go deeper so we can really get the most out of these sessions, and encourage you to look around at one another. And if I do notice that you're being quiet, you don't have to talk, but I will say I may try to draw you out, because the more you participate in this group, really the more you are going to get a benefit out of coming to these groups. So, all right, I would like everyone to just kind of go around and say your name, and then after introducing yourself, say who it is that who you are a caregiver of, whether that's a family member, a friend, significant other, whoever that may be. We can start on this end.
My name is Brittany, and I'm taking care of my grandmother.
Thank you, Brittany. And what about you?
My name is Bianca. I can also take care of my grandma.
Okay, thank you, Bianca. All right.
My name is Ivory, and I'm taking care of my great aunt.
Great aunt. Okay.
I'm Tiana, and I'm taking care of my grandfather.
Grandfather. Okay. So it sounds like we do have some similarities in it's all elderly people that we're taking care of with Alzheimer's or dementia. So, all right. So just some basic guidelines, real quick, since this is our first session. Confidentiality. That's really going to be the most important thing. Everything that is said in this group really does need to stay within the group. Now, if there's something helpful, like a coping skill that you guys learn and you want to go talk to like a friend or family member about it, that's okay. But any of like the personal, private information, that definitely needs to stay within this group. So if I can get just a verbal yes from each one of you guys, yes, I will stay confidential. And
Yes.
we can start with Brittany. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you, guys. All right. And some other guidelines that are really good. Let's just all be respectful of one another. We all may come from some different backgrounds or grew up in different places. So just if anybody has different views or anything, let's just all be respectful so we can really get along and have a good, positive atmosphere in this group. Also, I know you guys do have busy lives, and obviously, since you're here right now, I'm sure there may be some worry about who's how is my grandmother or my great aunt or grandfather. So just if you can try to keep the cell phones on vibrate. I do understand if you need to check with whoever's taking care of them right now. That's okay, but just try to keep it at a minimum. And then just try also not to talk over one another. And let's just try to stay on time. Now, if you ever are not going to be able to make it to group, I believe I gave each of you guys my cell phone number when we spoke last week on the phone. So just text me and just say, hey, I'm running a little late, and that's fine. So does anybody have any questions so far about the guidelines? Would they like to add any guideline they feel might be helpful?
No, let's just try to be out in 1 hour.
Okay.
Happy hour starts at 9.
Okay, so as we understand that you guys do have some busy lives outside, so we will make that start and end time. So, all right, thank you. Okay, so I would like us to kind of get to know each other a little bit better. So we're going to do a quick exercise. Caregivers, there is a high rate a lot of the time. If you've ever looked at the statistics online, there's a very high rate of burnout. There's also a high rate of caregivers struggling with their own either getting sick, so physical or mental health problems their own selves. So this first exercise, it's going to kind of get us just really thinking about some self-care. So I would like everyone to take about 1 minute to write 3 things that you do for self-care. And then after you have written those 3 things, just kind of write out beside it, like, when was the last time that I actually did this? Which for some of you, it may have been a while. So, all right, so I'll give you guys about 1 minute to do that. Okay, and we've got about probably 15 seconds, so I'll let you guys finish up. Okay, and if you're still not done, just try to finish up. Would anyone like to share something that they wrote?
Yes.
Okay, Aubrey.
So my first one is yoga. It's been about 6 months since I did that. Drinking last night. Playing with my daughter every day. And then cooking soul food was last month for Christmas. Family really liked them chitlins.
Good deal. So it sounds like some of the stuff it's been a while since you've done, and then
Yes.
some like playing with your daughter. That sounds like that's something you get to do every day. That's good for you. Okay, good. And I will say, I know you've brought up the drinking a few times.
Yes.
A glass of wine, can be really relaxing. Just make sure you're not doing it over excessively, because it actually may make you disengage a little bit too much.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Yeah, and we'll be talking about some healthier coping skills that we can do.
Maybe we can replace that drinking. I know I need to calm it down.
Okay, good deal. All right, and I would like to give somebody else some time to talk now.
Okay.
So would anyone else like to share something that they wrote?
I put massage. I got one today, but normally it's maybe once a month, maybe once,
every couple months. So I get one. And then it's gonna sound funny, but like take a bath, like actually sit in the bathtub, like relax. That was probably about a month ago. I've showered since then.
Okay. I get what
But,
you're saying.
yeah, taking a bath.
Okay, so those, it sounds like, how do those things make you feel when you do have time to do those?
Relax, just, being able to take that moment for me. So.
That's good. All right, and we will talk about how important it is to take that time out of our busy lives. Okay, would anyone else like to share something that they wrote?
I'll share. So the fortunate thing for me is I do have my husband to help, although I am the primary caregiver. So the one thing I'm able to do every day is work out. I usually can do that before he goes to work. But I'm not able to get my nails done. The last time I can remember was about 6 months ago. And then we haven't been on a date night since my grandmother moved in, and that was about 2 years ago. So that's the biggest thing that we don't get to do.
And I'm sure a lot of you guys have had to give up a lot of things, especially if you are that primary caregiver. I think it's good that you do have a husband that, is there for support. And some of you guys, I hope you do have a support system, but if you don't, after the session's over, I can give you guys some resources and some things to find some better support. All right. So I would like to kind of get a feel of, after these 8 weeks are over, what do you hope to have accomplished by going to these group sessions? What are your expectations for coming here? And if you guys see me writing, it's just because I really want to remember so we can try and cover these things, okay? So would anyone like to go first?
Just some good coping mechanisms.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else?
I guess learning how not to feel guilty when I do take time out for myself. That's kind of the biggest thing. Because when I do leave, it's like I feel guilty for leaving.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Guilt is a common feeling that caregivers go through. Actually, I was just reading on the National Alzheimer's website earlier today. It was specifically talking about guilt and how really it's so important for you to take that time out to take care of yourself, because I'm sure y'all have maybe heard this before. If you're not taking care of yourself, it's really hard to take care of others as well. So, but guilt is, a common thing that people may feel. So, okay. Would anyone else like to share their expectations? Brittany, would you like to go next?
I think coping skills, I guess I have those because I'm able to work out. I think for me, it's just more of the support because I don't yes, I have my husband, but he's not there every day. Well, he is there every day. He's not there as much as me. So being the primary caregiver of my grandmother, he just doesn't understand. So being able to be around other people, I think that's my biggest reason for coming. Just being able to feel like there are other people that are going through what I'm going through.
Okay, so you're really needing to feel that support and being around other people. Okay, that's good. All right. Bianca, I've noticed that you have been a little quiet throughout this session so far. Is there any expectations you want to share? Just anything that's kind of on your mind that maybe we could help with?
Just want to learn your coping.
Okay, so the coping skills. All right. Okay. So I don't know if you guys have noticed so far, but there's a lot of similarities. Whether it be with just wanting to learn more coping skills or just finding time for yourself. So that's good. All right. So we're about like midway through the session right now, so I would like to do a comfortability check on a scale of 1 being I am very uncomfortable right now, or 10 I'm very, very comfortable with this. How would you guys rate that? And we can start with Ivory.
But I've been to therapy before, so.
Okay, so you're feeling pretty comfortable right now. Okay. All right. Who would like to go next?
I'll say about a 6. This is my first time being in group therapy, but I'm getting good vibes from everyone, so I would say about a 6.
Okay, good, good. And I'm glad you're feeling the positiveness. That's good. Okay, and Tiana, would you like to go?
I'd say about a 6.
A 6 as well?
Mhm.
Okay, so feeling a little bit more than halfway. Okay, all right. And Bianca, how are you feeling right now?
I'm just gonna say I'm at like a 4 or 5.
Okay.
I'm really uncomfortable.
Now, you had said this is your first therapy session as well, right? Okay. Is there anything that the group or anything that I can do to maybe help you feel a little bit more comfortable? Okay.
Maybe soon. I don't know. I have to get to know everybody.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. And thank you for being honest with that. I think sometimes, especially in a new group, it's hard to talk about those feelings. So thank you for being honest. We appreciate that. So. Okay. I would like us now to do another exercise. And this will be kind of related to the first exercise that we went over, talking about things that you either currently do or used to do for self-care. I would like you to break off into pairs here in just a minute and talk about maybe some of the barriers that you're facing with doing those things that you listed. So I'll give you guys about one minute to do that, and if you two just want to break up and then decide.
So mine was working out, which I remember doing, eating my nails done, and then taking out food. My husband.
My barriers
And so the reason that I'm not able to get those
like the
done
time, I
is
just don't have the time to do it anymore.
financially. We're paying for all of my
So I can't cook like I used to. I'm playing with my daughter now. It's just a given. I'm playing with my daughter
We
every
don't
day.
have
It's
anyone
more
else
drinking,
that can come and
a
walk
glass of wine, like she said.
and that understands.
That's good. So I have to have
Just
that glass
the
of wine at night time.
disparity of it.
So that I'm not
I
giving
can't
up
remember what they
because
call
of
it, but
the
she
privilege
started
of not.
basically sleepwalking.
A little whiny.
And so we're just afraid to leave her at night by
And then
herself.
yoga. I would love to get into yoga again. Didn't you say you like yoga?
I do like yoga. So just really like
I mean,
support and then
I ain't with that hot yoga stuff. We're gonna have to do that yoga. Hot yoga. Yeah, it's been 6 months, girl, since I've done yoga. Now, what about you? What are your barriers?
I said like the time.
And about 30 more seconds for y'all to finish up.
And the finances.
Yeah, my coins have done dwindled. If I can't get my nails done, none of my used to.
I mean, like, just like taking extra gas to go do this without he's like gas to buy medicine or he's like gas to go buy, whatever, water bills, just bills. Oh, yes, girl. Yes, and then paying for whatever Medicaid, or whatever it doesn't pay for.
Okay, I know you guys are still talking, and that's actually really fast, but we're gonna round back up so we can kind of finish on time. So would anyone like to share like some of the barriers that they face to where they're unable to practice the self-care?
I'll share.
Okay.
So something that me and Bianca had in common was just the lack of support, not having, and the burden to want to ask someone else. And then finances for me, for both of us, really, we're taking on the financial support to pay medical bills, to get, anything that my grandmother needs and that her mom needs. And so it's just a lot. Finances are a lot, so you can't spend money, and then being burdened to ask other people.
And that kind of sounds kind of more like the guilt thing that Tiana was talking about again. So that is a common feeling, and just remind yourself when you start to feel that way, it's okay for me to do something for myself. Okay.
Something else I was actually discussing, my grandmother actually started sleepwalking lately, and so that's why we can't go out and do anything, because we can't be gone and have some random person watching her and she's just sleepwalking out here in the neighborhood. When we pull back in, that would just be very unsafe for her. So that was one of the things that I was discussing with my partner, because what do you do? We tried the mat method, they say like if you put a mat, I guess they feel like it's a door or something like that. We tried that. She just keeps walking. So, just really hard to be able to do everything that needs to be done and take care of finances.
All right, and Brittany, I'm going to cut you off because we are short on time, but I will say that's a common, the wondering with dementia. I don't know if anybody else is dealing with that yet.
And she better sit somewhere and be still.
Well, it is a common thing that can happen as people, progress in dementia and Alzheimer's. So, very, very understandable what you're going through, and yeah. All right. What do anyone else like to share a barrier that they're finding?
So, something that we had in common, me and Miss Tiana, was lack of time. I'm putting all my energy and time into my great aunt, so I just don't have the time to do the things that I want to do. Which is just a glass of my time. So.
Okay. Good. All right. So we are going to do one last exercise right here. And this kind of goes along with what you guys said about finding time to do the self-care. I noticed that was kind of a common thing that's been going throughout the session today. So this is something that just when you have about like 5 to 10 minutes in a day, you can do. I don't know if anyone has ever tried meditation before, but for many people it can be helpful. So I would like everyone to just kind of scoot back in your chair where you feel is comfortable, whatever posture that is, right? And try to have your feet on the floor, not crossed or anything. And I would like everyone to close their eyes. And this is going to be a deep breathing exercise. Okay? So if everyone will take a deep breath in, and then slowly release that through your mouth. And again, deep breath in, and then slowly exhale. And then continue to do that at what's comfortable for you. Now notice if there's any tension in your body, or your shoulders relaxed. What about your neck? Is there any tension in between where your eyebrows are? And then slowly, if you have any thoughts going through your head, know that you can put that away for now. So let the tension and the thoughts just fall away. And then just continue to do that deep breathing. slowly start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Okay, did anybody find that helpful?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. I was in my zone.
Good, okay. And so, really, that's something that you can just take maybe 5 minutes out of your day to do. So I would like that to be kind of an assignment or an exercise for you guys to do this week is try to do that and just record like how you think that helped you. All right. So in today's session, I would like to kind of just do a quick definition of what self-care is. It's taking care of your physical, your emotional, your mental, your social, and your spiritual health through your actions, intentions, and behaviors, which increases your overall well-being. And then a more simpler definition is it's care of the self without medical or other professional consultation. So it's self-care, it's really taking care of, all of you, physically, spiritually, emotionally.
So is getting my nails done like self-care?
It can be if it
Okay.
really helps you in those ways. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So, okay. All right. So real quick, I would like to do another comfortability check, and then we're just going to summarize, and we'll end today's session. So again, on that scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least comfortable and 10 being the most, tell me where's that at for you, and we can start with Brittany.
I think I said I was a 6 before.
Mm-hmm.
I would say about an 8, especially after the deep breathing or the meditation.
Okay, so that seemed to really help you feel a little bit more comfortable. Good. I'm glad. Okay. How are you feeling now?
I'm all the way up to 8 as well. I'd say that video really got me.
Great. Okay, that's really good to hear because you were a 4 midway through the session, so that's great. Okay. And Tiana?
I'd say probably about an 8. Like Brittany said, just that meditation and just knowing it was not that long, so it's something I could do like standing in the kitchen or, just might have like 5 minutes to just kind of remember to breathe.
All right, good. And Ivory?
A 10. That relaxation exercise really helped me get myself into that zone. So I'm going to do that tomorrow for sure.
Good.
For
Good to
sure.
hear. Okay. So I would actually like to ask someone else, would you like to summarize what we went over today? Who would like to volunteer for that? Anybody feeling up to it?
I can.
Okay.
So we introduced ourselves and we talked about coping skills that we've used in the past that maybe we're not able to do now. We talked about barriers to why we can't complete our coping skills. We went over rules and expectations and all that stuff and confidentiality, and we did your meditation.
All right. That is a very good summary. Thank you, Brittany.
We also did the comfort level. I just wanted to add the comfort level.
Right.
Yes, we did the comfort level as well. So my hope is through the rest of these sessions, you guys will start to feel a little bit more hope and just learn some better coping skills as well. So if nobody else has anything weighing on their minds, we will go ahead and end, and I will see you guys next week.
I just wanted to say I definitely have hope. I think things are gonna be on the up and up.
Great.
Especially when I start to use that relaxation thing. So yes, this was a wonderful session. Do y'all think this was a good session?
It was.
Right. Thank you, Avery. All
No
right.
problem.
I'll see you guys next week.
Yes. Yes.